Hello, everyone, and welcome to this another episode of Good Steps Sustainability Conversation. Today, we have a very special guest, Dr. Aditi Mishal, with us. Dr. Mishal holds more than 2 decades of experience across diverse fields, with major focus being on sustainability. She holds PhD in sustainability and is a GRI certified sustainability professional. Currently, she leads the sustainability at Welspun. Welcome, Dr. Aditi, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for the warm welcome and the kind introduction. And really looking forward to.
Sure. So, Dr. Aditi, the discussion, the conversations around sustainability has picked up pace in India post-COVID. In fact, globally post-COVID, although it has been there for many decades. So, to you as an individual, what does sustainability mean? Because the single word means so many different things. What is it to you as an individual?
To me, sustainability means that every action that we take responsibly, considering that we are answerable to the next generation. So any action which is rooted into this intention or motivation is actually sustainability. And for me, sustainability means walk the talk.
Very beautifully
So
said.
when we, yeah, so um, so my doctorate brought me into the discipline of sustainability, and what has kept me back is this purpose, aligned to what we could do good for the future generation, and what we could do to be responsible for the human birth that we have had. So that's the purpose or intention that it is rooted into.
Very well. So, like you mentioned, the PhD brought you in this domain. So, what led you to do the PhD? Like, when did this passion, this interest towards sustainability start? And if there were any incidents or people who influenced it, please tell us about that.
Yeah. So that's a very interesting story. In fact, Priti, you will not believe that I wanted to do PhD in a different subject
Oh,
altogether, and that was related to how our scriptures are contributing to management, like a timeless wisdom coming from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and all of these books, because I strongly believe in spirituality. I wanted to do PhD in the topic which will bring something good to the world. That was the basic motivation. But when finally I couldn't get through this particular subject because of various reasons, in spite of cracking entrance exams with IITB, IIT Delhi, I felt somewhere there was not that readiness for that kind of subject to be unbiased and in the scientific methodologies that we have, that they didn't feel that probably will be able to fit into those all requirements. Um, then I was like clueless as to what do I do, and I think what influenced me is one book that I saw
okay.
on green marketing,
Okay.
and that book intrigued me so much that a whole book I could read in just 2 days
Wow.
at the library. And that book really inspired me towards taking up PhD into this particular subject. Of course, that time when I reached out to people, they didn't know much about the subject as such, sustainability. In fact, um, the proposal that I um, submitted to University of Pune for my PhD, the committee had a lot of questions as to what does green mean, like, so that was something which was new to the world. It was new to the committee. They were very curious. They had a lot of questions, what this particular topic means, or what does it entail? Will it really be something worth PhD research, and so on and so forth? And you'll not believe, maximum mentors and all of my well-wishers, those whom I've been after that in my life, they always say the best decision, Aditi, for you in your life must have been, choosing to do PhD in this particular subject. So when I started with green marketing, I ended up with sustainability because
Okay,
because sustainability as a subject was still evolving.
correct.
So discussions were around only green marketing and how to avoid greenwashing and all of that. But if you see even my thesis, there is a story which is being told, and the end is with why sustainability is needed and green not sufficient in that sense. So I've put questions like, what is really green? Yeah. So even when we say we analyze eco footprint and all of that, but what is truly the meaning of reducing eco footprint? Is throwing away old phone and buying just the new one, which is more compliant with the green standards, does it mean that your decision is sustainable? No, probably using your earlier phone to the fullest capacity, what is possible, and then shifting to a newer phone, which will have or which will comply with those environmental standards, is actually a sustainable decision. So that is how the thesis finally tells you the story that sustainability is important.
Very interesting. And that's what Dr. Aditi also brought out here. The things which we already have are the most sustainable one. Rather than shifting to any other alternative, use them to the fullest, and then we should make this shift. So, Dr. Aditi, this conversation we started with the idea of uh, simplifying things as well as giving insights to individuals like me and you and other individuals, what they can actually do, what they can actually control. And normally, when we talk about those things, what comes is the discussion around plastics or the discussion around waste. But you chose in your research work also, and in the current work also, what you're doing, the wastewater and the sanitation as one of the very core areas of sustainability, but not really being spoken too often
Yeah,
or too much in the context of individuals. So tell us what led you to that domain, what inspires you there, as well as what are the critical things we as individuals should be knowing about that?
yeah. So thank you for this beautiful observation, Priti, and that's indeed true that my focus has been more on the water and the sanitation part. Um, when I completed my PhD and when we were doing one project with um, MIT Media Lab, Boston,
Okay.
on Kubathon. It's a
Hmm.
sandbox event that we helped organized at Nashik when I was
Okay.
working with Symbiosis.
Okay.
And the question came as to what should be the projects that we should be doing towards reducing the footprint of Kumbh Mela, the mega
Right.
event that happens every 12 years, Nashik, and the other three places. So when we were working on the projects, one of the projects particularly talked about sanitation. Yeah, so
Right.
sustainable bio-waste management. Because the major epidemic or the aftermath of the whole Kumbh Mela mega event organization is paid by the Nashik citizens.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because the number of people who visit Nashik, it is the same as the population of Nashik, or probably more than that. And that
Right.
too in a very short duration of
Short
time.
period of
It
time.
could
Yeah.
be those, yeah, it could be those 8 days, and which is too much for the whole ecosystem to handle. So, how do we empower the ecosystem in such a manner that it helps a better sustainable sanitation in the process? So, somewhere my thought process was that uh, whatever people are ashamed to take care of, but which is very critical towards sustainability, let me start focusing on that. And that is how we designed a project called as Project Shuddhi, where we
Okay.
implemented DRDO's technology, that is the biodigested toilets. And after we did this pilot, DRDO then implemented it on a very large scale with Indian Railways.
Mhm.
So this is how, the thought process was when it came to sanitation, and particularly with water. I feel that the human civilization is very synonymous with, uh, the water bodies. So
Okay.
if you see um, map of India, if you see all of these civilizations, they have developed wherever the river was
Water bottle.
there, or
Right.
where, yeah, yeah, or where lakes were there, and so on and so forth. Of course, now things are a bit different, but overall, you would see this as the guiding part. So I feel very strongly that water will determine the existence. Even though this is the topic which is highly undermined, you
Mhm.
know, climate change is focused a lot. Yeah. I feel more critical topic is water. If we work a lot on water, particularly holding the water with more trees, and so it's all ecosystem. It's a nexus. I agree. But then water will determine plants and trees and existence of other beings, and that would become the central pillar of sustainability, is what I strongly believe. And water is one resource which is very sensitive, I would say,
Right.
very sensitive to pollution,
Mhm.
and it impacts your health, it impacts your uh, food, it impacts your existence of all of the beings, be it land, be it below water, all of them. And
Right.
it is also the thing which determines the gender empowerment in a sense. So it is a
Mhm.
very central topic. That is what I feel, when it comes to water. So that one reason made me to focus on water and sanitation. Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about, like, in your current role, you're driving a project which is going to be one of its kind of a wastewater treatment in India. So how it is going to change the situation of the how the wastewater was being treated earlier and how it will get treated now with this. So of course it will impact the water availability, which I think most of the people will understand. But at the same time, most of the individuals, I think it will be a good idea to actually simplify how the water cycle flows. We all know the water cycle of evaporation and condensation, but we don't know the water cycle of the wastewater which we use, as well as the drinking water which we get, and how plants like this, the technologies like this, are going to help us face the challenges of water scarcity and contamination, both which are there, which is facing us. So tell us about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Preeti, just I'll clarify that I'm one of the individuals. It is
Sure.
Welspun Enterprises team which is actually leading this particular project implementation on behalf of BMC. Um,
Sure.
I would love to bring in to discussion that many a times we don't acknowledge the contribution of the stakeholders in the government agencies, but there is a lot of good work happening there too. And this one project that is at Dharavi, wastewater treatment facility, by Welspun Enterprises, is one of the projects out of the other seven projects,
Seven
total
projects.
seven projects which are being implemented in Mumbai, which will treat the wastewater of Mumbai. So this particular project will be handling almost one-sixth of the Mumbai's wastewater generated. And it is water circularity in action. So, there is a concept called as water infinity.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
how is infinity possible? Whatever water is coming, all of the groundwater, so all of the rainwater is recharged into groundwater. That
Okay.
is one way. of enriching the water ecosystem. You use the water as per necessity, be frugal in terms of how you are using the water with the gratitude that you have, that this water has been given as a very valuable resource to you. And then once you use it, ensure that all of that used water again comes back into the cycle and it is not lost. So with this, actually the water infinity is practical, real, and it would be a strong business case too. You know how all of the used wastewater, if it is centrally, or it could be the combination of the central and decentralized also, depending upon the way the city is, or the rural area is, or the metro area is, and so on and so forth. So it will have different needs in terms of how much should be centralized and how much should be decentralized in terms of water treatment. Yeah.
Okay.
If we are able to treat all of the wastewater, completely, it
Mm-hmm.
will also not pollute all of the water bodies. In
Exactly.
fact,
Yeah.
the focus that the municipal corporations or all of our agencies have on drinking water treatment and all of that, if a similar level focus goes on the wastewater handling sustainably, there will be no pollution of water bodies and all of these things. Yeah. So that is what is the strong case that I want to put. That it's just that we are putting efforts, but let us put focus in the right manner what is needed for the wastewater treatment. Now, with the kind of wastewater treatment facility which is getting built in Dharavi,
Mm-hmm.
it is 418 MLD capacity. It's one of its kind in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I say that it is one of its kind in Asia? It is highly land efficient project. It is multi-story, so it is in four-story that this wastewater treatment facility has been built.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say has been built, it is like the most of the civil construction part is almost through. You can say another year and that should be done.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but the project is huge, humongous. Still, to it would need some time to the final
Absolutely.
completion and operation, of course. Now, we have our technology partners who have supported us on this, Xylem, Veolia,
Mm-hmm.
and we have used all of the latest water technologies for even the real-time monitoring of the quality of water which is coming out of this wastewater
Okay.
treatment facility.
Okay.
Further, we are also into tunneling business.
Okay.
So, where the treated water would also be tunneled and then further taken for the last level high quality water treatment and then used for industrial purposes and for other purposes that it is required. Apart from
Okay.
this, we have a demethanation plant which will be part of this wastewater treatment facility
Mm-hmm.
where we are capturing the methane which is um, which will come out of the sludge which is handled. So almost 350 metric ton of sludge will be treated there. So
Oh,
imagine the kind of methane which will be captured and then as a compressed biogas either used in the facility or as per the BMC guideline, it would be used at the right place that it would then be required as the energy, alternative energy.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, curiosity, what is being done before this? So now this is what will happen in future. What is currently being done to the wastewater in general in Mumbai or
Yeah. Yeah. So we have water treatment plants, wastewater treatment plants already, but I think the capacity is not
limited?
commensurate to yeah to the actual scale at which Mumbai has grown,
Hmm.
to that. That's why this is extensive. These projects that have been implemented and simultaneously happening across. Yeah.
And also, will the future projects be like in terms of the level of purification or the cleansing of wastewater, which is currently being done, and what will be done in future in the couple of years? Will that be different? Like the use cases of that wastewater will also change, or it will remain same only?
So, in fact, let me tell you that with the kind of scarcity kind of situations we every now and then get into, and especially, for construction for that matter, the
Hmm.
construction footprint,
Right.
um, uh, you know, the water footprint of construction projects, I would rather put it this way,
Right.
in Mumbai is tremendous, right? So imagine all of these treated water is available for all of these, construction uh, conglomerates for use. Automatically, their uh, demand on the freshwater use reduces. Yeah. So that's what the plan is. But of course, the details will be worked out with a lot of stakeholders in, in collaboration. And of
Okay.
course, it will only be over a period of time, maybe in operation, that we'll be able to exactly tell where it has been used, what has been the impact, and so on. But of course, the impact would be tremendous because the capacity itself is huge.
So, if my understanding is correct, the majority of the wastewater which will be coming will be from the residential premises, right? What the individuals like me and others use. So, is there any role which individuals can play other than, of course, conserving the water and using it in a more conservative way, like reducing the wastage, which we sometimes don't realize, be it washing the balconies or washing the cars at the speed which it is not needed. So are there any other roles they can play so that this wastewater, this entire cycle thing can become more effective? So
So, in fact, rightly said, Priti, and probably there comes a role of smaller footprint,
yes.
to bring in that awareness. And I'm sure you are the expert of it when it comes to the understanding. But,
Mhm,
as an individual, when I look at it, uh,
mhm,
I remember my childhood where we used to draw water from well.
mhm.
Yeah, so I was part of um, a big family, 40 people living together.
Oh,
And then drawing out so much of water that you require, automatically you will be frugal when you use it. So I remember there were no taps at that time in my childhood. I remember my cousin pouring it from the mugs
yeah.
with a stream of water, saying that, see, you could see a tap open here, yeah, use it properly, and so on. Yeah. And the problem of plenty is what we see now.
Right.
That even, for that matter, I would say it's not just that rich people would use tremendous water, or, a poor won't. No, it's all about that mindset. I've
Mhm.
seen house helps leaving tap open like that when they themselves at their own homes don't have running water taps working. Yeah. So I think it is a different kind of effort itself which will be taking, and that conscious reflection that we need as an individual as to this resource is very valuable, and let me use it in a very judicious manner. So what I do is I keep reminding myself as to where my interaction with water as a resource and its use started with frugality. And when I use it, I always remember those days and keep reminding, oh, we have to be careful as to how much has been used.
Absolutely. Very well laid out, Dr. Aditi. So, I normally ask what are the one or two steps which an individual should follow, but today I will change that. I want you to tell me and share with the viewers about two myths which you come across. two most common myths around sustainability you come across these days? We have a lot of information floating around. Sometimes it is information, sometimes there are phobias being created, and sometimes it is overemphasis on something. So, in your opinion, what are the two myths you normally come across circulating in this world and the talks around sustainability?
In fact, there are a lot of myths. So one of the myths probably I already busted, saying that every new purchase, even if it is
Right.
eco-friendly, doesn't mean that it is your sustainable decision or sustainable purchase or eco-friendly purchase or eco-conscious purchase for that matter. The right technical word would be eco-conscious purchase.
Mhm.
Um, so there is a lot of complicated thought process which is going into actually understanding what are sustainable decisions in life. Yeah.
Okay.
And somehow with the kind of you know hustle and bustle that we are into every day, managing the schedules that we have and everything, we don't have enough time to reflect, think, and then act accordingly.
Mhm.
I would say that every new purchase or every new choice that you make, yeah, needs to be looked into. Do I need it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So need and want.
Want.
No. Yeah. So the satsat vivek behind understanding as to what my need and my want is, you know, that particular myth is the first one.
Mhm.
Second, whatever we have already got, treasuring it in the right manner, valuing it in the right. So I love to dress up well. Yeah. And many of the minimalists, what they do is probably dress up very frugal. You know, that may be the difference of, personal choice in terms of how you would
Absolutely.
like to look and present yourself. You feel good about, you know, uh, the day, when you dress up in a particular manner. No worries. But whatever you have you preserved it properly and using it judiciously?
Right.
Yeah. So in Diwali or in all of the other festivals, what we do is we worship all of the possessions that we have.
Right.
Why the tradition? So that we use those all resources in a very judicious manner with gratitude. Yeah. So I think the um, the traditions that we had were designed in a manner with the sustainability as the focus. But we lost the essence and we have just remembered the rituals. So the essence has to be reminded that, okay, so whatever I wear probably as jewelry, be it real in terms of, gold and all of that, or even imitation for that matter. For women, yeah. So because it is festivity going on, it is Navaratri, so slow fashion, So whatever I have, let me preserve it well. Yeah. If I get bored, keep some things aside for a few months or a year. Don't wear it. Next
Right.
time when you remove it in the second year, automatically you will feel, oh, it is new, like, you know. So, whatever your challenge is or nature is as a human being, have that understanding clear, have that reflection clear, and then do the proper adjustments to remind yourself, no, just because my choice changes doesn't mean that I have to throw out something. Yeah. So that choice has shifted today. Maybe day after it would be again the same thing that you liked. So like what was bell bottom liked
Right.
earlier, it
They
went
have come
missing as
back
a
now.
trend.
Yeah.
It has come back again. Yeah.
Right.
So there are saris um of my great grandmother. still with my uh, at my grandparents' house,
Oh,
and it
wonderful.
is, yeah, and it doesn't go out of fashion anytime in that sense. Okay, so very, and what you wear can become your fashion statement. It is only that you need to be confident when you're wearing it and
Absolutely.
things like that. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
don't, so that is another myth that we have to burst out, that anything which is only trending right now is fashionable or looks good. No.
Mhm.
You decide your fashion statement. Sometimes being odd is also fashion,
Right.
but you have to just carry it with that confidence. So what is more important than me aligning with fashion is that we value resource. Okay? So
Absolutely.
I
I
think
think.
that is a deeper principle that we should not forget.
Yes, very nicely brought out the judicious use and being grateful for what we have. I think that is the mantra for which will apply to a lot of things which we all can control and contribute as individuals. Thank you so much, Dr. Aditi, for sparing your time and having this conversation. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get insights as well as get inspired by this. And happy Navratri to you and
Yeah,
the audience.
yeah. Happy Navratri. And Preeti, just one last point. Sometimes what happens is we have a lot of gratitude for resources, but we forget gratitude towards people.
Right.
Yeah, so that would be the last point here, that it is just that gratitude and the amazing bonds that we create with people around, near our near and dear ones, our colleagues, and all of that, that will fill our empty space, and we will not require new things to fill that space. So that is another, last one. That's it. Sorry, I extended a little bit here.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
over to you.
It's very inspiring and very important and valid point, which is getting lost in today's race for so many things and fitting all those things in our schedule. So thank you so much for telling that, and thank you, and have a good day ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Great. Bye.